Hi, my name is Sunny Hassan. My game is called Sosumi. Afterwards, I'll talk about why I chose that name. My team is called Madia. I'm the only person who's working on this. The audience would be about 9 to 16. Anyone can play this game, but I just chose that age group just because they're younger and they like to play games. So. My research is basically on Animal Vegetable Miracle, the book, but I also use some other sites to help me with it. The one thing that I use the most from Animal Vegetable Miracle is the part where they were talking about how Monsanto versus a farmer and how that farmer was sued just because he had genetically modified plants in his farm. So that was basically my main game idea. Learning objectives is I wanted the players to know how hard it is for farmers nowadays because of all the rules and how there are companies like Monsanto and other companies like that who basically sell genetically modified products that is harmful for us and actually very expensive if you think about it because they expect you to buy their product every single year or not use their product that you had from before. So that's basically my main idea. The style, I didn't really work on the style much. It's more of just pictures, but I want kind of like a look of like a farm area that you could like go to and see, because usually they have like acres where they haven't planted anything, and that will be their seasonal place where they're going to be planting for this year or so, something like that. I did use some like just drawings and stuff. It's basically for my scoring, like how much money someone would get, and I also had this little bar basically that's going to show how like genetically modified companies that are creating these things would like get more money every single time that you plant something. I think that this game is fun and would be addicting because it's kind of like a shooting game. Well, yeah, shooting game. So, yeah, and but at the same time, it's educational, like everyone else is here. But it also shows like the bad side of it too, like the companies, what the companies would be getting, kind of like that. So as I was saying, my game is the controversial case between Monsanto and the farmer, and all you have to do is basically just click on the seeds to get rid of them, and yeah, I had music and it's like really loud. So I had like a storyline for it. So Subi is basically what it's like you're the farmer and you had a new helper named Jack, and he brought seeds, but accidentally also brought some genetically modified seeds as well. So, but the thing is, he's already planting it, and the only way that you could stop him is basically just clicking the genetically modified seeds out of the way. You don't really get any points if you remove the genetically modified seeds, or you don't like lose points either. At least not on the first level. But you do lose points if you click the normal seeds because well you paid for them and you're removing them. So I thought that you should like have some consequences. So all you have to, this is like the first page that you're gonna see, and all you have to do is just click play, and you can see that over here you get money for every single one that you planted. I actually made it really fast because I thought that this is a demo, so I should be fast. But if you did see it, it had it had a little scoring keeping for genetically modified plants so that you know how many have been planted in your garden or your farm, and also a money um, scoring tab where it shows how much money you're making, as well as the bar that shows how much money the companies are making because you're planting seeds. This After you win the level, you get to this page, and it has a kind of like a little quiz. Every single level is gonna have a little bit more quizzes because this is the first level, or you're going to the second level. So you're just gonna have one thing to answer before you can move on. So if you get it right, then you would move on. But let's say that someone doesn't know what GM is, and it's very easy because it's the second level. So if let's say someone doesn't know what that is and says, I don't know, grapes and meats, they press that one. So they would have to, they get to this page that means that you don't know enough, so you have to play again. So you start over and play it again. And you can click on these things. Yeah. So yeah, it's
It's a little too fast there, Sonny.
yeah. I should have made it like slower. But yeah, you can just move it, and let's say this time you actually get it right, and you go to the next one. So you can like click on, and if you click on a normal seed, and you get a -1, then you lose the game completely, and you have to start over again. This is what it means. So basically, the genetically, I misspelled. I mean, I said something else different from here. But basically, it's supposed to be the genetically modified company that created the GM seeds that Jack brought sued you because you didn't rebuy their product every single year, or their pest control or something like that. So they don't believe that you played enough, so you lose. Okay. Hopefully got it. Okay, that's all.
I'll turn the volume back up.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we've probably been
I like that there are different consequences for different actions, and that you don't really know what the result of your actions are going to be before you choose them. It's definitely interesting. You've got a lot of variables and things going on, especially with the consequences of your actions. I would say my comment would be, what are some of the consequences? I mean, this game is clearly poised against genetically modified crops, but what are some of the consequences of using seeds that are not genetically modified? You know, I'm wondering, you know, what happens if you could add more elements like pests, or you know, the genetically modified crops, there are farmers that prefer them, and so what are the reasons they prefer them? What are the reasons for adoption? And maybe look at adding more variables and some of the consequences of those.
Well, I was planning to actually, on the second level, if you had genetically modified plants already from first level, that's, as I said, it's like you would have consequences in the beginning, I mean, in the future. So what that would happen is if you had every single genetically modified plants that you have, you would keep losing money. So it's going to show how the companies would be getting more money while you would be getting less money. And if the company reaches 100, then you would automatically lose, even if you're like close to getting the set amount. Well, that's about it. But basically, it just gets harder and harder. That's what I was actually